The 2021 NCAA Women's Water Polo Championship Tournament continues. We've reached the semifinal round here. Welcome on campus at UCLA, the Speaker Aquatic Center in Los Angeles, as the top-seeded USC Trojans take on the Arizona State Sun Devils. Greg Meskel here with you for NCAA.com. USC coming in at 20-1 on the year, taking on Arizona State at 14-11. Trojans upended Marist yesterday, 24-5 in the quarterfinals. ASU, they put on a strong show against Michigan, 9-5 to advance. Let's take a look back at some of the key moments from yesterday. First up, Arizona State taking on Michigan in that always pivotal 4-5 matchup, and the fourth-seeded Sun Devils, they were on point from the beginning as they had a strong defensive effort paired with balanced offense. Beautiful try there from Benta Roja. Laura Kish puts that one away. Amira Van Buren, a record-setting day for her. She now has 100 goals in her career, and it was a win. Meanwhile, USC, they made quick work of the champs out of the MAC, the Marist Red Foxes, who are just been getting their season started. USC, again, showing their depth. It's what makes them one of the toughest teams in the country. And they saw Maud Meggans and Bailey Weber and Denise Mamalito all score 4 goals, and that went on the way to a 24-5 victory. And that's how our bracket looks as of this moment. USC and Arizona State in one semifinal. That's coming up now. Stanford, UCLA, the Bruins the host, coming up at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Expecting a couple of competitive matchups here. For USC and Arizona State, this is a byproduct of the pandemic. Today, this is their 6th meeting. That is a ton of get-togethers. Typically, maybe if two teams met a lot, it'd be 4 times in a year. But 6 doesn't happen all that often, but a lot of teams, due to the scheduling, had to get together multiple times. Here's the keeper for USC, Holly Parker, the redshirt senior from Laguna Beach, California. A veteran on this Trojan squad. And across the way for Arizona State, they go with Chelsea Caramizondo, who won the starting spot earlier this season. A veteran of this squad as well, the senior from Zimbabwe. So it's Arizona State in the white caps, USC in the dark caps. Our officials in this one, Jen McCall, Joe Pila. And what has turned out to be a beautiful day here in Westwood, mid-70s and sunny, as the semifinal round of the NCAA Championships is about to begin. It's the first meeting in NCAA tournament play between USC and Arizona State. It's just the 3rd time Arizona State has made the tournament, and well, it's been a series all-time largely in favor of the Trojans. 36-2 all-time versus Arizona State. They have won the last 15 in a row, but that's why we play the games. Let's see what might happen here in the semifinal, and ASU takes the opening sprint to get things underway. They'll start on offense. Moving right to left on your screen. And heavy pressure to start here from USC on defense. Amira Van Buren posting for Arizona State. USC guarding against that for the time being. Here's Blair McDowell now working along 2 meters. McDowell takes a look, works back outside to Laura Kish. Now inside Van Buren, the backhand is there. Amira Van Buren give her career goal number 101 as the senior from Murrieta, California connects. Second look here, entry pass comes in. Van Buren with the quick release, and exactly the way Arizona State wanted to start things. Their head coach Todd Clapper in his 16th season knows what a challenge it'll be to try and upend the #1 team in the country. Now we'll look at USC on offense for the first time. Here's Maud Meggans. Grace Tahaney. Now back to Weber. Tahaney now, shot clock to 10. Back out Weber. She'll have a look. That's field blocked away off the post. Rebound controlled. And back to Chelsea Caramizondo. She's joined in the starting lineup by Blair McDowell, Lutza Petavari. We saw Van Buren, Laura Kish, Bori Kikeshi, and Benta Roja. For USC, Holly Parker joined by Maud Meggans, Grace Tahaney, Mireya Giral, Bailey Weber, Denise Mamalito, and Kelsey McIntosh. Van Buren trying to hold position, offensive foul. Alcantara, and she'll turn the ball over. And it's back to the women of Troy. Holly Parker trying to find some assistance, pushes it up to the left-hander to Haney. Long cross pass, finds Mamalito high on her legs. Weber now gives a look as McIntosh works through. Around the way, here's Meggans at 2 meters. Now Meggans. Cross pass, Mamalito up big. Caramazondo bats it away. That'll come back in at 2 meters. Strong save from Chelsea Caramazondo. Second look here, center cage. Caramazondo bats it away. Now back to live action. Brand new shot clock for USC. Mamalito swings to McIntosh. McIntosh cruising in, now Meggans. Around the way, Mamalito. Under 6 to play, first quarter. Patience from the Trojans. Mamalito, the skip is there. Denise Mamalito on that second effort for USC with the shot clock reset. She's on the board, on the dish from Tahaney, and we're even at 1. Here's Mamalito. Bouncing that one through a couple of ASU defenders on the way into the net. That's her first, that's the Trojans' first, and we're even at 1. Opening moments here in this first of 2 semifinals, Stanford and UCLA to follow. Laura Kish, the sophomore from Hungary. Allison Cameron has come on, ASU getting to their bench. Ordinary called as now Alba Olivier Marti is down at 2 meters. Here's Roja taking a look, now works to McDowell. McDowell, tough angle, just an ordinary, shot clock to 12. Back out high to Roja. Timer to 7, long entry in, a step to it, keeper out, but good help from Maud Meggans. Had Olivier Marti been able to gather, Holly Parker was off her line, but quick thinking from Maud Meggans. And now in transition. Sophia Lucas is on. Maud Meggans now around to Tahaney. Under 5 to play, first quarter, even at 1. Lucas takes a fire of a pass from Meggans. Now Mamalito back to Lucas. Running out of time, and right as the shot clock expires, the patience with Verica Bakic putting it home. Right as the shot clock sounded. And as time was ticking down, USC, they didn't panic as they found a wide open Bakic. And the left-hander gathers and delivers. That's her 37th goal, a senior from Canada. Kish to Roja. McDowell. Meggans fades back now, pursues the ball. Here's Kish. Shot clock to 5. ASU's got to go. That's a terrible pass. You get the idea, trying to find Olivier Marti, but just putting it into all kinds of traffic, and it's taken away. Tahaney looking for Meggans, and she'll regroup. And work to Mamalito, under 4 to play, first quarter. Mamalito, now Meggans. Tahaney steps through, she's knocked down. Looking for an ordinary, nothing there, able to step through to the ball. Shot clock to 3. Mamalito will have to go with it, lets it fly, it's field blocked away. Bit of a broken play there as SC was looking for a foul call, didn't come. They stay in front 2-1. Nearing the 3:30 mark in this first quarter. Kish pushing ahead. Exclusion, and we'll see our first power play. Exclusion here against Bailey Weber and USC. 6-on-5 now for the Sun Devils. Kish moves along 2 meters, nothing there. Now works to Roja. Out top, Petavari. Sides coming even, exclusion coming to a close. Petavari lets fly. Holly Parker's ready for it, and USC kills off the power play. Arms everywhere. Got past Megan's, but Parker, the last line of defense, able to knock that down. Giral now. Full head of steam into the offensive end. Sides even. Mamalito has a lane. Passes on the shot try and she'll work out to Megan's, who doesn't waste time loading it up. It bounces off the frame of the cage. And it's back to Arizona State. 2.5 to go, first quarter. Last time these two got together, semifinals of the MPSF tournament, a 16-8 win for USC. That one was not in doubt. NCAA is playing out as a repeat of the MPSF tournament. SC, ASU in one semifinal, Stanford and UCLA in the other. That tourney ended up with USC as the champ. Shot clock to 10. Megan's and Olivier Martin a battle of 2 meters. ASU a long way from home now with 4 on the timer. And at the last second, an exclusion. So with 5 on the timer, an exclusion goes against USC. And this will give new life to Arizona State as Sophia Lucas is sent off for 20 seconds. Swinging around to Kish. Scoots in along 2 meters, tough angle. Hits the outside post and away. And ASU quickly 0 for 2 on their 6-on-5 tries. Kelsey McIntosh will advance. McIntosh, good cross pass. Mamalito off the post. Tried to catch Karamazondo ranging right, and the keeper was there. Second look, and Karamazondo makes that stop, not the post. That was all the keeper. 1:20 left in the first. Contra foul. ASU will turn it over. That's Roja out on the perimeter, tangled up with Bakic. And now USC on the attack. McIntosh advancing. Megan's takes a look. Contra on this end. Fistful of suit is the call against Bakic, so she was the one fouled on one end and now giving it out on the other side. Under a minute to play now in the first. Kish advancing. Pops it over the top. Defenders giving chase and a little extra, an exclusion on Mamalito. Power play now. They'll pull the ball out as there's a lost cap here for Arizona State. This will act as a little bit of a stoppage. And now we'll get a timeout called by Arizona State as they have a 6-on-5 try with 51 seconds left after the exclusion on Denise Mamalito. Sun Devils 0 for 2 thus far. Great opportunity on the way with less than a minute to play in this first quarter. There's Todd Clapper and the ASU squad, and he talked about the premise of trying to beat this USC team in what is the 6th meeting this year. And they've had moments. They had a close match early on. They lost 6-5 against the Trojans back on February 27th. Next closest was 10-7 on April 17th. And 11-8, also a 3-goal difference on April 18th. But said there have been moments where we're executing. It's about stringing 4 quarters together. And they know those moments where they lose control. It's very important to be patient and execute the plan. And everyone kind of stay on task. No freelancing and kind of getting out of system if they can help it. Even in that 6-5 loss, USC went down, or went up rather, 3-0 to start, and Arizona State worked their way back. Out of the timeout here. Power play for Arizona State. Roja loses the handle for a moment, now works it back. Here's Emma Frazier who's come on. Roja moves in. Out high, Petavari. Variety of fakes. Sides coming even. Advantage ending. Roja puts it high over the cage. Arizona State can't convert now, 0 for 3. 24 seconds left and counting here in the first quarter. Mamalito to Meggins with 11 seconds to play. Shot clock is off. McIntosh, Mamalito with 6. They'll have more to work with. 5 seconds left. See if they hold on to this exclusion as the ball's trickling out of bounds, and that's the end of the first quarter. So if USC can win the sprint, they will maintain possession on a power play with a little bit of time left. So we've come to the end of the first, and it's a 2-1 lead for USC. They'll try and win the sprint here to maintain the 6-on-5 advantage. So we see a look at one of their recent scores. They're in front by 1, top seed, ahead early.
USC will be up with advantage if they win the opening sprint. Again, USC will be up with advantage if they win.
Marco Pintarch, the head coach for USC in his second year as head coach, longtime assistant with the Trojans. Conference Coach of the Year this year, leading USC to the #1 seed here in the NCAA tournament. And we told you about Todd Clapper talking about, well, how do you upend USC when you've lost to them 5 times already this season. Conversely, asking Coach Pintarch before the game, how do you beat the same team 6 times? He said you have to treat it like this is the first time. That's every coach's worry, is that the premise of some complacency in that this is potentially going to be simple in some way just because you've done it before. So they know how talented Arizona State is, and that you have to go into it like you haven't had all that success previously. 8 minutes gone by, a 2-1 lead for his squad as we prepare to start off the second. Now remember, if USC can win the sprint here, they'll maintain the 6-on-5 advantage. Probably another 15 seconds or so, but they can't get there. Well, that's a new one, because Arizona State did get there first, but they threw the ball out of bounds, and so that does bring possession back to USC. This is an unlikely scenario that would happen here on a sprint where 6-on-5 is at stake. You do sometimes see the opposition win the sprint, but they don't often inadvertently put it out of play, keeping the 6-on-5 alive for the other side. That's what has happened. And so a quick timeout called by USC. They'll now have a 6-on-5. They don't have the full 20 seconds on the advantage. It's around 15 or 14 seconds at this point, because they drew it with about 5 seconds left in the first quarter. So they'll have to go a little bit quicker. It's like officials just conferring with the table staff to make sure everything is set up correctly. Look at their referee, Joe Pila. We've talked about it in the past, but the last couple of years here where the officials got the headsets where they could speak to each other wirelessly, although there may be a problem with that headset right now, but generally that's been a huge addition, because anytime previously when officials wanted to talk to each other, they had to pull the ball out and then go walk all the way around the pool to meet up and connect. Now they can have that instant communication that you see in other sports from across the water. Just as I'm praising wireless communications, I think one of these mics may have broken down, and we're going back in time. They're going to walk around the pool, it looks like, to try and connect as we get a closer look at Todd Clapper and the Arizona State Sun Devil huddle here. Clapper in his 16th season in Tempe. Came over from Brown. He was the head coach there for 6 seasons. Former goalkeeper at Slippery Rock in Pennsylvania. We were talking earlier about Arizona State determining who would be their starting goalie, and Tiziana Baca, Chelsea Caramizondo. Eventually Caramizondo wins that position. Baca had been getting starts. And Clapper as a goalie, he knows how difficult that sort of scenario is. Just asking a bit about that earlier this week. It's just tough to make that change of goal as opposed to other positions, because he said it, you don't want to be in a situation where goalies are getting pulled out left and right for one missed shot or one bad play. He said he never liked that when he had to go through it. There is quite a huddle going on now among the officiating crew. So we'll try and get some guidance here. And so this might be some obscure part of the rules where, does this count as having controlled the sprint, but then it's a turnover? And so then does that negate the penalty, or rather the power play that was in effect? We will get an answer on that soon. That's what we thought was going to happen here. All right, and we're back. So it looks like we've got some guidance here on what has transpired. Let's check real quick with our officiating folks here.
There is no timeout charged to USC.
So it looks as if what has been ruled here is that Arizona State wins that sprint, and so they earn possession. That then negates the potential for USC to have a 6-on-5, because the only way they can have that is if they had maintained possession. So the ball will go back to USC, but they will not be on a 6-on-5, and they also get their timeout back. Because USC had thought, okay, we have the ball back, as odd as it was, we're going to have a 6-on-5. Let's call timeout. Let's set it up. It turns out, though, that even though ASU, in all kind of one motion, won the sprint and threw it out of bounds by accident, that's enough to count as possession and then nullify the potential for a 6-on-5. And if anyone's confused by that, apologize. That's where we're at here. We got it figured out. Like USC, of course, not happy with this. They think they're about to be up on a 6-on-5. They're ready to go, and now it's even strength. Yes, they do have possession. So that's a new one. Just when you think you've seen all the things that might transpire in a water polo match, the old sprint one did the job to get rid of the power play, but then lost possession. Now here's Mount Megan's. So markdown USC is 0 for 1 on the 6-on-5 after all of that. And now here's Tahaney on the attack. Megan's moving in. She thinks about it, works to Mamalito. McIntosh around to Megan's. Rips it. Bar down. The follow. Caramizondo turns away the Giral attempt on the follow. And Caramizondo will now take a look. Just getting started here. Second quarter, first semifinal. NCAA Women's Water Polo Championship, back after losing it a year ago due to the pandemic. Great to have the sport back in the postseason. We'll have a contra foul here against Arizona State. USC now ready to roll out. McIntosh on the move, cruising. Working inside the defender. McIntosh turned away. Caramazondo in a tough spot. Denies McIntosh. Kish trailing on defense to provide some interference. McIntosh, second look, has the advantage. Tries to go low, near post. And Caramazondo ready for it. Van Buren tipped up, and Mount Megan's there defending. One of the most versatile players in the world, let alone the college game. Guarding Van Buren, able to tip that one away. Amira Van Buren does have the lone goal so far for Arizona State. Here's Tahaney now, Mamalito. Meggins works to Tahaney. She's at 2 meters. Entry in. Wave that off. That's an offensive on Giral. She was using the off arm against that defender before the entry pass could come in. Just about 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. After that brief delay to start this quarter. Ordinary called. Good battle between Weber and Van Buren at 2 meters. Mamalito dropping back. Entry in, that'll be an offensive. And Van Buren caught Weber up high. And they're still tangled. That's a matchup to watch going forward. It's getting physical and it's early. We'll have another offensive foul. It's Mount Megan's charged with tugging on the suit of Kish. So officials keeping a close eye on the physical play here at 2 meters. We've seen a bevy of contra fouls here to try and clamp down that activity. Meanwhile, Van Buren and Weber back to it. Mamalito ready to drop. Off the ball, an exclusion. That will go against McIntosh. And then a penalty. Let's get a second look at this as McIntosh was headed out. Pintarich in disbelief. So that's away from the ball. And we have a penalty coming up. Arizona State with a chance to tie. Here's Roja to take the 5 meter. We'll push Parker back now. Roja loads up and hits. We're even at 2. Benta Roja connecting on the penalty. So McIntosh was excluded, and then on her departure, a penalty was called. She may have interfered with the action. We'll have to get a second look at that. Arizona State takes full advantage, tying this at 2. So McIntosh with 2 quick fouls here as she was called for the penalty. Flagged for kicking off on one of the players on her way out. And now Roja on the turnover. Full head of steam here for ASU. McIntosh a key piece for USC with 2 early fouls. Here's Frazier. Roja. Olive Marti battling. And exclusion. In close, put it away. ASU takes a lead. The exclusion, they go quick. The exclusion on Bakuch. That's her first. And then Alba Olive Marti, the freshman from Barcelona, Spain, is able to cash in quickly. And that's the first power play connect for Arizona State. And they have pulled in front 3-2. Mamalito. Meggins, that devastating hesitation gets everyone moving. Inside the 2 is the call. Frustration for Bakuch. First the exclusion that leads to the power play, and then an inside the 2 call on the other end. And now Arizona State charging halfway through this second quarter. A little high on that pass. Looking for a foul, no whistle. Again, waiting for calls that aren't coming, and the officials keeping an eye on it. No effort to get after the ball there from Kikeshi. Weber comes up with it in transition. Mamalito, this is a problem. Big stop. Carrie Mazzondo turning it away at point-blank range. Chelsea Caramazondo hugging that near post and coming up with a huge stop. New shot clock, though, for USC. They'll be able to go back to work on offense. Bakuch, now Meggins. Mamalito changes her angle, works to Meggins. A few fakes, here's Weber. Weber spins inside, what a move, cross cage. Bailey Weber showing out. Bailey Weber, the junior from Los Alamitos, big time move here. Wheels inside, ditches the defender, cross cage skip. Highlight stuff from the All-MPSF and All-America selection a year ago. And we're tied at 3:10 to go, first half. Sixth meeting of the year between USC and Arizona State. Trojans took all 5 so far. Abby Begg is on. Left-hander will try and control. Can't hang on, it just touches the end line on the overpass. And these are those little unforced errors when you look at the anatomy of an upset. How do you take down the top seed? These are the things that teams can't have, and you see that just touched the lap lane. And now will USC make the Sun Devils pay? Ordinary called. They work it back outside. Hannah Meyer has come on in the 24 cap. Meggins. Save Caramazondo. Before any of that, we'll have an exclusion. And the air horn has been sounded. Timeout called by USC. Exclusion against Arizona State and Laura Kish. That is her first. USC will get their second chance on the 6-on-5. This is just a 30-second timeout. They just want to get set up into their 6-on-5 look, get that 6-on-5 unit in. Teams drill for this constantly and have that 6-on-5 grouping ready to go when the opportunity arises. Here's Weber. Now Meggins. Back to Weber. Again, a patient attack here. Little drive inside, miscommunication. Out of bounds. The ball back to Arizona State. It very much looked to be a drawn-up play here. There was a drive through, but that pass a little bit off the mark. Arizona State getting in the way and coming up with the ball. Under 2 minutes to go here in this first half. Roja. Van Buren's back in, has inside water, tries to step to it, but good crash from Bailey Weber coming over to help. You can see the respect that USC has for the 2-meter threats on Arizona State. They are providing double and triple teams whenever that ball nears 2 meters. Bailey Weber now on offense. McIntosh back in, carrying the 2 fouls. McIntosh moves in. Bakic scores it. 4-3, USC back ahead. Second of the day for Bakic. 38 goals on the year. And left-hander, great hesitation. Gets up high, lefty on that right side, has the right angle. Hesitates for just a moment, that lets the defender drift by, and then can bury it near corner. Nearing 1 minute to play in this first half. Van Buren and Meggans. Meggans fronting the post here. Has Van Buren out at 5 meters. Entry inside, it got inside water for a moment, but ball under. Again, there's that immediate help. Weber and Mamalito come across to force that under. So you have Meggans fronting the post, the pass comes over the top, and immediately 2 Trojans are there. Sabrina Garabet has come on. She'll control one of, seems like 10 lefties on this USC team. Here's Meggans now. Pours it inside. There's a lefty. That's off the mark. Tahaney puts it a little wide of the cage with 36 seconds left. 1 second differential shot and game clock as we wind out this first half. Blair McDowell now. Offensive. Suit grab. Roja and Van Buren with Meggans. Advantage here for SC. Weber moving in. Defender fades away. Weber deals it. And this gives Arizona State a little time to get back. Shot clock is off. 11 seconds left. Garabet. Weber. 5 seconds. Tahaney. 3. Got it! 5-3. Trojans with 3 seconds left in the first half. Grace Tahaney is on the board. 32nd on the year for the Miramani High School graduate. Last chance. Trojans pack the cage. That's all for the first half. So ASU takes the lead momentarily, and then USC battles back. They go in front 5-3 over Arizona State in this first of 2 semifinals on the day. And for USC on offense, Everitza Bakic, Grace Tahaney coming up big as of late. Bakic with 2 important goals. Arizona State, they got one early from Amira Van Buren. Benta Roja, Alba, Olive Marti keeping them in the mix. Got a good one here in our first semifinal. We'll take a timeout and return. Second half on the way. You're watching live on NCAA.com.
We'll take a short break, come back with second half action in our first semi-final.
And welcome back to Westwood, Los Angeles, California, on campus at UCLA. Attendance limitations here at the NCAA Championship. Fans allowed tomorrow for the title, but we've got some folks checking in on the action from afar. It's a good one so far through 2 quarters. USC leading Arizona State 5-3, preparing for the third quarter. Let's take a look back at some things that transpired in the first half. As Arizona State got us going early. Amira Van Buren with a beautiful backhand to get started. Sun Devils came to play, but USC, the top seed for a reason, they had an answer. There's the exclusion called. Penalty try. Benta Roja able to convert, and then USC has an answer once more. They responded and then built a 5-3 lead. Arizona State had gone in front 3-2, and then USC battled back 3 in a row. Was with some of our halftime numbers. Power plays haven't factored in just yet for USC. Arizona State earning more opportunities, but not converting at the rate that they would like. And we're about set to start off this second half, third quarter on the way. First of two semifinals. We've got UCLA and Stanford coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So trying to save that kick for later, or? Opening sprint. Arizona State and USC. ASU in the white, USC in the dark, and Arizona State there first. The speedster, Laura Kish, able to get out and claim that one. Benta Roja, she scored early. Now working to Kish. Actually, that was Kikeshi who won the sprint, 9, not 5. Power play coming now for Arizona State. Bailey Weber will depart. That's her second foul, so McIntosh and Weber, 2 fouls. Something to monitor here for USC. Kish out high. Roja, sides coming even. Petovari deflected. Follow opportunity. Good hustle from SC and Mamalito to get there first, as McDowell was hard after that ball to try and go for the rebound tip in. Sides are even.
Pass, Megan.
Entry in. Megans takes a look, works out to Tahaney. Mamalito out high. Tahaney working along 2 meters. Good entry in. Giral looking for position, trying to break free of Van Buren. An exclusion is called against Arizona State and Amira Van Buren. Her first exclusion, and a 6-on-5 now for the Trojans. Mount Megan's out high at about 6 meters. Giral fading and ordinary. Mamalito has time, dealt off to McIntosh. Sides coming even. Mamalito, multiple fakes, knocked down from behind. Good help on the return from Olive Marti. And Karamazando is there for the stop as well. McIntosh felt the pressure from behind, and then Karamazando with the save.
First 2 minutes down in the third, outlet up top.
2 minutes gone by, third quarter. Arizona State doing defensively, now looking for the answer on offense. Kish. Shot clock to 5. Long pass, a little too much on it, trying to go all the way across to Kikeshi. Tahaney is there for the steal. Now Tahaney has the advantage. Grace Tahaney moving in. Goes cross past Mamalito. The bobble will let ASU regather for a moment. Then inside, double team, a fight for it. And Arizona State is there. So it would look like a high percentage opportunity for USC. They don't get a shot off. Arizona State there defensively.
Counting towards the 5-minute mark.
A lot of hustle there for Kish just to keep that possession for Arizona State. Under 5 minutes now to play in this third quarter. 5-3 USC.
That's right.
Petovari, Roja, a tussle. Now Megans battling down low. Here comes the entry in. Backhand tipped away. Not there for Arizona State. Such a fight just for Olive Marti to get control and try and get rid of the ball. Second look here. Pressured and just off target. She had beat both defender and keeper, but that one trickles off the post and away. Now Tahaney sliding inside 6 meters. Looking for her shot. Doesn't like it, works across to Lucas. Shot clock to 5. Maud Meggins, a rope from the outside, and Maud Meggins has her first of the day and gives USC their largest lead at 6-3. Maud Meggins now 42 goals, and she is alone in 8th place on the all-time scoring list for USC, 205 career goals. She now has the Olympian Brittany Hayes in her sights, who has 209 and at 7th place. Three-goal lead for the Trojans. Important moments coming up here for Arizona State. This is where USC tends to break games open. McDowell moves across. Kate Cassidy. Shot clock to 10. Roja has the ordinary. Tries to go inside, read the whole way by Tahaney. Tips that one away as they were looking inside for Allison Cameron. Bakic now on the move. 3-on-2 developing. Bakic, her turn, puts it home. Hat trick. Veritza Bakic has a third. It's a 7-3 lead for USC, and a timeout is called by Arizona State. Defense turning into offense. That's what the great teams do. We were discussing earlier everything that has to go right to try and pull off an upset of this magnitude. And those little moments, USC takes a little thing and turns it into a big thing. Missed 6-on-5, missed pass, dropped pass on a power play. And they'll quickly turn things around and counterattack. As we just saw, they had the advantage 3-on-2. Defenders fall off, and Bakic does the rest. So we look at Chelsea Caramizondo and the Arizona State squad. Trying to turn the tide here. They had lost their last 5 this season alone to USC, and they've lost the last 15 overall. This is their first meeting in the NCAA tournament. Trojans hold an all-time 36-2 advantage over Arizona State. So all the numbers against the Sun Devils, but until the last couple of minutes, they're holding their own. You look at Arizona State's record overall, 14-11 now, 6-6 in the MPSF, and in a different year, that might be a surprising at-large pick. But they had some big victories. They beat Stanford this season, they beat Cal, they beat UCLA. And then yesterday, a convincing victory over Michigan. And now they'll try and come back against USC.
Into the corner,
Out of the timeout, Roja with 3:10 to play in the third. Kikeshi. Dangerous pass into the far corner. Working for McDowell. Kikeshi underwater, now surfaces. Roja will have an opportunity. Knocked down, Kikeshi's turn. Off the post. Had a lane there, just couldn't put it home, high corner. And it's back to USC. Meggins from Tahaney. Lob is just off the bar. Tried to put that over the head of Caramizondo. Now Emma Frazier. 2:15 remaining third quarter. Bori Kikeshi. Heavy pressure from Garabet. Pass in, keeper out, and Holly Parker aggressive to take away that chance from Olivier Marti. Arizona State had spread out. Once that pass came in, it was going to allow the center an opportunity to work, but Holly Parker not waiting on that. Offensive foul, USC on the contra. They'll give it back to the Sun Devils. Now Roja in transition. Giral picks her up at about 8 meters. Arizona State looking somewhere for offense. They've gone cold. That'll be a contra foul on this end. And then a timeout called by USC. So each team trying aggressively to get something going at 2 meters, and the lone result, contra fouls, turning the ball over. And now the Trojans will have it back. 1:18 to play. Third quarter, USC leading 7-3. USC was down 3-2. How have they surged ahead? Well, it's thanks in large part to the senior from Toronto, Canada, Veritza Bakac. She has 3 important goals, and from a variety of angles, getting out on the counter and hugs all around. Still a bit of a nail biter. It is the semifinals. They want to make sure they can move on and advance. USC looking to get back into the championship game, and then of course win their first NCAA title since 2018. Stanford won in 2019. Last year, no championship tournament held. Keep in mind, as good as this USC team is, they are missing some of their best players, redshirting in preparation for the Tokyo Olympic Games. Able to keep someone like Maud Meggins, and Arizona State doing the same with Benta Roja. Netherlands able to qualify, and then those athletes came back to their college team, but not every national team system works that way. Many often require what they would call residential training, full-time training, and there is no additional time for college. And so USC without the likes of Tilly Kearns, the Australian, Paige Hochschild with Team USA, Alejandra Aznar with Spain. Some excellent players. Talk about the depth in this team. Make them even more dangerous next year. 1:05 remaining, third quarter. Out of the timeout. Maud Meggins, long arm waving the ball around from 7 meters. Entry in, quadruple team. Before the Sun Devils show up, it's an exclusion, and then the quick to Haney. The 6-on-5, the first power play connect for Arizona State comes at a big moment. 48 seconds left in this third quarter after the exclusion on Emma Frazier. Entry comes in, everybody crashes. One of them excluded, Frazier, and then Haney. Before that defense can get set. Always such a great time to try and go for the goal on a 6-on-5. Everyone is out of sorts. Little confusion. Take advantage of the chaos. And now an 8-3 lead, and this is what USC does. You blink and a 1-goal game becomes a 5-goal deficit. 8-3, and they take it away, looking for more. Here's Lucas. Sophia Lucas working inside, an exclusion. They go again. Meggins piling it on. Maud Meggins on the 6-on-5 after Blair McDowell was excluded in transition. And USC starting to pull away. Maud Meggins with her second. Here it is. So McDowell there getting tangled up with the legs of the USC offensive player, Sophia Lucas. And it was very similar to what we just saw. Exclusion, player departing. Do not wait for everyone to get set up. go right to it. And that makes it a 9-3 lead with 12 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Last chance for the Sun Devils. Roja taken away. 2 seconds left. Back to Parker. She won't get a shot away, but the damage has been done here for the women of Troy, asserting themselves in a major way in this third quarter. They had trailed 3-2 at one point in this, and they have now taken complete control. 9-3. They've gone in front of Arizona State with just 1 quarter remaining as USC looks to secure their spot back in the championship final. They did a lot of this. Exclusion. Player departs. Go to the quick. It's working out quite well. 9-3 Trojans back after this.
So back with fourth and final quarter action.
And welcome back. One semifinal almost done. Here's a look at what's coming in our second one. UCLA winners yesterday against Hawaii. They're the home team. Bruins here in the friendly confines. They outlasted an upset-minded Rainbow Wahine who gave a couple of surges. They'll take on the defending NCAA champs from 2019, the Stanford Cardinal, who had to battle past Fresno State, making their debut in the tournament. The veteran Cardinal squad picking up the victory, 16-9, and that secures their spot against the Bruins in our second matchup. That'll start around 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, right here on NCAA.com as we get underway in the fourth quarter of this one, where USC has charged ahead. A close affair early. Trojans have blown it open. Now in front 9-3 as we are underway in the fourth. SC in control. Grace Dehaney moving in. Now Maud Meggans. Meggans has 2. Goes to Weber, now Mamalito. 3 on the timer. Dehaney bobbles, regathers, and that's off the post. Long rebound controlled by USC. Credit to Dehaney there. Didn't get too rattled, able to gather control and put it on cage right as time was expiring. New shot clock now for USC. Just about 1 minute gone by, fourth quarter. Meggans around the way, off the post. Another rebound, a new shot clock again. USC extended offense here to start the fourth. Last thing the Sun Devils need if they're trying to stage a miracle rally. Dehaney changing her angle, knocked down. Good field block, that's good help as McIntosh was available at about 3 meters and had that shot try punched out. USC, despite the 6-goal advantage, not dialing back the pressure at all, pushing Arizona State well out from the cage. Now into the corner. Here's Kish. Long cross pass. Timer to 3. ASU running out of time here. That'll be a shot clock violation. Trojan defense suffocating right now. McIntosh ahead to Weber. 2-on-2. Weber inside, penalty. Bailey Weber has shown her ability to power past defenders. And in this case, she's able to work past Kish. Ducks through, and then you see Kish hit her there with the elbow. And that leads to this. Maud Meggans, her third. USC converting on the penalty try. Make it 10-3 Trojans. On the skip, all good for Maud Meggans. MPSF tournament MVP earlier this year. She's won many of the accolades. Conference Player of the Year. She's a multiple-time All-American selection. Have to think she'll be in the conversation for Catino Award, college water polo's version of the Heisman. Kikeshi moving in. Roja, she's been quiet as of late. Now McDowell. Shot clock to 10. Entry into Van Buren, too much heat on that one. It sails past the center and out to Parker. And Megans will casually advance here into the front court. Bakic did some important damage in this one for USC when it counted. 3 big goals to help them erase that deficit and then build a lead. Megans stopped by Karamazondo. Chelsea Karamazondo. This Arizona State team was so injury-riddled last year. She wasn't the goalie, she was in the field. Scored 3 goals last year when they needed extra players in the field. That was one of the big advantages of the time off during the pandemic. This team was able to just get healthy. Led to a strong season. That entry pass in Megans again. Those periscope arms able to reach out and tip it away. And now Bakic moving in. Defender giving chase, puts on the brakes. Stop Karamazondo. Nicely done by Chelsea Karamazondo. Second look here, Bakic. You like the move here. She tries to create a little bit of separation from that defender who's on her back. But Karamazondo ready for it. On the other end now, Petavari in transition. That's good to go. Lutza Petavari, the freshman from Hungary, has her first and her 43rd on the year. Important future piece of this Arizona State squad. Moving in and hitting. (10-4). Any sort of surge from Arizona State just coming too late at this point with 3:50 left in the 4th. For all intents and purposes, USC is on their way to the championship match tomorrow. That'll be right here at UCLA, 3 p.m. Pacific, right here on NCAA.com.
Center for USC.
Yanov. Garabet-Yanov playing catch on the perimeter. Shot clock to 6. Garabet lets fly, deflected but out of play, so the field block does the job for the Sun Devils. USC able to get into more of their bench now with this one secured. They know whoever joins them in the final, UCLA or Stanford, they are headed for another battle tomorrow. Contra foul on the Sun Devils. So some frustration here for Arizona State trying aggressively to get the position they want. And it's turned over. Garabet. The exclusion, Arizona State. And we'll send Allison Cameron to the side. USC on the advantage, not for long. It turns over, so the Trojans had converted on their last 2 power plays, but they falter here, sides coming even. As Kate Cassidy, the senior from Boca Raton, Florida, will come on. Kikeshi works to Cassidy. out of the St. Andrews School. Now Frazier. Inside. Thought a backhand was coming there, but Olivier Marti passed on it. Now Frazier lets go, and Holly Parker tips that one away with the right. Frazier takes a look. Changes that arm angle and positioning. Tries to go high corner, knocked out by Parker. They go back inside. Olivier Marti, just an ordinary. She's battling in close with Reinhardt. Under 2 to play now, 4th quarter. Long cross, catch and release, Holly Parker, nicely done. Lunging right to control that attempt. Holly Parker had to go a bit back into the cage. She's in the net, the ball isn't. Able to come up with a couple of big stops here on this last possession from Arizona State. Less than 90 seconds to go. Shot clock to 4. Carrie Mazzondo again after that was deflected, able to gather it up. Both goalkeepers have played well. Carrie Mazzondo now 9 saves for Arizona State. Holly Parker, that last one, her 3rd. Feels like she's had more than 3 stops. Less than a minute to play now. 4th quarter. Well, for the 6th time this season, USC is going to get the better of Arizona State. Holly Parker with the stop. And another save. Parker denies that one. And Coach Pintarich will call for time. We'll go to his bench as we'll see Carrie Jensen come on. Does not get a lot of playing time, the senior from Orinda, California, out of Camp Lindo High School. But going to get an opportunity here in the final 47 seconds. So USC, their 6th win this year against Arizona State, but like some of the other matches these two played, the score not necessarily indicative of how close this was at times. It was really that 3rd quarter where USC took charge. And for Arizona State, you look at their roster, and this is a big question throughout college water polo. For those athletes that are listed as seniors, how many of them will come back? Will they want to use, it's being referred to as that COVID year from last year, everyone getting an additional year. Quite a few important seniors here. The keeper, Carrie Mazzondo, Amira Van Buren at 2 meters. Of course, Benta Roja. .47 seconds left. Reminder coming up in about 45 minutes, we'll have UCLA and Stanford in our 2nd semifinal to determine who will meet this USC team tomorrow for the title. It's a fight for it. Shot clock to 12. And that'll be an offensive. Shot clock is off. Final moments of this one for Arizona State. Carrie Mazzondo bringing the ball up. And they will watch the time tick away. Back to Carrie Mazzondo, and that is all in this one as USC advances past Arizona State. A 10-4 victory. Trojans improved to 21-1 on the year. Arizona State, their season, it halts here at 14-12 with their 3rd all-time appearance in the NCAA tournament. So for Arizona State, after the great start early on, they were right there defensively and offensively with USC. Amir Van Buren got them going at the start. Bento Roja with an important goal after they drew a penalty try. But USC then found another gear. Veritza Bakic with 3 important goals, and then Maud Meggans really put this one to bed with 3 goals of her own. Holly Parker going the distance in cage. Elaborate handshakes and advancing to the championship match are the USC Trojans. And they will now await the winner of UCLA and Stanford coming up next. So SC, the top seed, moving on. They will once again play for a national title. Thanks for joining us. We're back with UCLA and Stanford coming up at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Scoring totals for USC. Haley Weber